Animation is beautiful, isn't it?
I mean, from creating vivid, colorful vistas to hauntingly eerie settings, from slow, sweeping landscapes to frantic, exciting action, animation is able to express a wide range of emotions that very few live-action adaptations could ever recapture. And somewhere in the middle of that, there's a very particular forgotten movie that no one seems to be talking about.
Even though I really think it should be talked about more, so let's just skip the skit and...
Sabanya.
What in the what are you guys doing? Pop culture references. Why? He just doesn't get it, does he?
I know, right?
No, I really don't. Son, you have to stay with the times. Don't you know that including pop culture references every other scene makes the audience relate more to it?
And it modernizes our story, making us more sophisticated.
Well, I guess you're maybe right. We know. 3, 2, 1, renegade. Okay, we're done here. Hey, restrain them. I gotta get to the review. Dang it. Ryan. Oh, yeah. What's up? I was trying to learn the TikTok dance. Okay, I totally forgot my segue, so basically, it's a really forgotten animated movie.
Robots is a 2005 animated movie directed by Chris Wedge. It was only Blue Sky Animation's second film. Yeah, back when Ice Age was just a movie and not whatever this is. But Robots actually made quite a bit of money despite its mediocre ratings.
However, for some reason this movie was just completely left behind.
Even with the amazing voice cast of Ewan McGregor, which I can only imagine the amount of prequel meme material I'd be able to fit in this video.
Hello there.
As well as Mel Brooks and literal legend Robin Williams.
Yeah, how did this get left behind? Ryan, be sure to always love yourself. Oh, well, thank you. That's actually a really good and deep theme. Thanks for telling me the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Okay, another pop culture reference. Got it. This is Robots.
So we start the movie in Rivet Town, where we of course see all the really interesting robot designs, as well as robot puns.
Which it was only a matter of time, but compared to other movies, this is already later than expected.
Like Buns of Steel Bakery. Ha ha. Or what about this, Jim? Ice grease cones. Get it? Is that the joke? Cause robot? Anyway, we see Ewan McGregor's father, who's excited that he's going to be a dad. But real quick, I just love this small town 50s aesthetic we have going on. I just keep waiting to see Indiana Jones flying by in a refrigerator. Seriously, what in the literal what was that? But they make a baby, literally, as they raise baby Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I do think the training wheels part is pretty clever, but he gets hand-me-downs from his cousin, even though he wants newer parts, which does actually do a really good job of setting up one of the main themes of the movie.
I can't believe you talk about themes and robots, but this movie actually did surprise me with how deep it was.
So Yogurt, aka Mel Brooks, aka whoever the heck this giant robot is, acts as an inspiration to Kenobi, and we get a line that really caught me off guard at how good and deep it was.
You can shine no matter what you're made of.
Wow, again? Really? Robots? This is the line from Robots?
So Kenobi wants to be an inventor like Yogurt, and we get a really sudden change of voice as he grows up and Ewan starts voicing him. But we actually get a really good and upbeat 2000 song about how you can shine. And I don't know, I'm a sucker for a really good 2000 song as they just hold a lot of nostalgia to me. So Obi's invention messes up, which causes his dad to get fired from the 50s diner. He wants to leave Rivet Town to go to Robot City and meet Yogurt and become an inventor. And of course, we get our cliche never give up theme, even though I think the other one is much more deep and important. So he leaves on the Hogwarts train or whatever, I don't know, I've never read Harry Potter. As we get a fish out of water type storyline until he comes across Fender, aka Robin Williams. And yeah, I do think he keeps up that good classic Williams energy. However, his lines aren't all that funny here.
Which I think was a huge missed opportunity for Robin Williams, but we'll see.
So he goes on this insanely overcomplicated interest to Robot City. But first of all, can we just acknowledge Got Oil?
I mean, it's a 2000s movie, we all saw it coming.
But this sequence really does showcase how great and fast-paced the animation is. And again, the locations are really interesting. Whereas the beginning small town was more of a 50s setting, this is going for like a steampunk type vibe. And they're all really interesting and unique. But after the scene where I really think an epilepsy warning should have been given, he goes to Yogurt's corporate headquarters or whatever. But I also do really like the orchestral score in the movie. It uses two variations of a similar theme. A small scale version for emotional scenes, and then an epic, grand version for scenes like this. It's just really interesting to me. However, Kenobi isn't allowed in. Then we see quite possibly my favorite character in the movie. The main villain, Ratchet, who overthrew Yogurt for his company. And I just love how done this guy is.
Hello! Memo to Big Weld. Where's Big Weld? We'll see him next month.
Like, he almost gives Hades a run for his money.
He wants to rebrand the company and comes up with a new slogan, why be you when you can be new? And it's a really great contrast to the theme about self-love, as he wants to sell new, expensive parts to the robots instead of having them feel content with themselves. But Obi-Wan rides his invention up there and basically says,
I have the high ground!
sorry, I just had to do it. He crashes the meeting but gets kicked out. So we see the underground factory where Ratchet works and they make new parts, and we get a pretty creepy Oompa Loompa type song.
Which was already pretty creepy if you think about it.
But we see his Transformer-looking mom is actually running the show. Kenobi comes across Robin Williams again, who's scavenging for parts. And then we come across his one-dimensional friends, who I honestly am not really even sure if they're ever given names. So I'm just gonna call them Hulk, iDog, and Pinhead. But then we also see Amanda Bynes' character, who has a crush on Obi-Wan, for some reason.
The name's Piper. Rhymes with Viper.
Anyway, Robin Williams tries to get spare parts to fix himself up, but the only ones available are the new, expensive upgrades from Ratchet. But, of course, none of them are able to afford it. And, again, the message is really good about how the bad guy Tin Man dude is trying to force a materialistic life on the robots, and think that that's how they should differentiate robots from just scrap metal. It's all actually really interesting.
In fact, almost too interesting. Seriously, why did this movie get such low ratings?
The Force is strong with this one.
Okay, let's be real, we all saw the pop culture reference coming, but what the heck is this? Oh, just look at it. It looks like an ad. Yeah, I looked at it. That's the problem I'm looking at it. What the heck is it doing here?
Psh, he just doesn't understand.
Yeah, you have to commercialize as much as possible so the audience can relate to it. Well, wouldn't that get in the way of the actual relatable deep themes? Nonsense. If people recognize something, then it's more funny. Well, then how am I supposed to do the rest of the review? Just continue as normal. The joke will land. Okay, well... moving on, I guess.
So Kenobi and his new friends, I guess? He stays with them. And then, of course, we get our regularly scheduled fart joke. Although, it's followed up with one of the most genuine laughs I got with the tape around the light who died smelling the farts.
Seriously, I want to know the guy who came up with that hilarious yet subtle visual gag.
But all of the robots need spare parts, yet can't afford the new upgrades. However, Obi-Wan fixes them all up because he knows how to work on robots. Ratchet learns that someone is fixing up all the robots and overthrowing his order. Then Kenobi learns that Yogurt is going to be at the big gala, and has to infiltrate to speak with him about Ratchet's takeover. And it's somehow even harder infiltrating than whatever that supervillain evil fan club was in episode 2. So Obi-Wan crashes the party and is like, hello there, as Tin Man realizes he was the one who keeps fixing up all the robots. Security tries to capture them, but this one female robot that works for Ratchet helps them escape. And yeah, apart from one earlier scene, they kinda just really introduce this character about halfway through the movie, even though she's much more interesting and just cooler than the Amanda Bynes character.
And I feel she really should have been in it more than her. Yeah, I'm wondering what the point of her character is then, but okay.
So the genie sings Singing in the Rain, but of course it's Singing in the Oil, and he gets captured by Ratchet. Then we get a discount Megamind scene, even though this came out before that, but I'm still calling it discount, as Kenobi and the Random Girl see Yogurt has given up on his dreams, and has spent all this time cooped up in building a Domino's track.
And if you really think about it, this is one of the most emotional scenes in cinematic history. I'm not even kidding.
Yogurt has been an inspiration to him his whole life, and during everything he's been through, he's always had that hope that he could be just like Yogurt, and all he ever wanted to do was meet him. However, when he does, it's nothing like he thought, and he's literally being told by his lifelong idol to give up.
Wow, this is actually an insanely deep and interesting— okay, you know what, I'm done with this. Are you okay with any of this? I mean, isn't all this getting in the way of the video? Oh, I totally forgot I was a part of this video. Me too, actually. I've just been watching their pop culture references. It's pretty good. Jayhawk, I am your father.
No.
I hate it here.
Anyway, they all come together, including Yogurt, and plan to fight back against Ratchet's control. They try to infiltrate the HQ as we hear the George Lopez theme song.
Because, I mean, why not at this point?
And we honestly get a really cool and exciting chase sequence as the Hulk, iDog, and Pinhead people finally actually do something in this movie. They all end up for one final underground battle, and gear up in their random scrap metal parts to take down Ratchet, really hammering the message of you can shine no matter what you're made of. As we get a genuinely funny line.
8, 9, did you count that one?
I think so. Could you all stop moving around? So frustrating! I think I counted one of you twice!
Which, finally, Williams was given a line to shine. Anyway, Amanda Bynes comes back as they do the endgame finale with one giant final battle. And they even do the girl power part better and more natural. But yeah, this whole ending is really exciting with great action. Even with Robin Williams for some reason turning into a Baby One More Time pop culture reference concert.
Literally in my notes while watching the movie, I just wrote Britney Spears ? Which is about all I can really say about it.
But, of course, they stop the bad guy and all come back to Rivet Town to reunite and have one final jazz dance number. Because, really, why not?
And that was robots. Oh my gosh, seriously, really? Seriously, when will he realize the value of over-commercialization?
Right? We want to be more modern.
I mean, come on, didn't you like watching all of our pop culture references? Yeah, they were kind of funny. See? Which one was the funniest? I don't know, I can't even remember any of them. See? Don't you dare say that this is all just an analogy for robots. This is an analogy for robots.
I think Robots overall is an extremely underrated gem. However, I can also see exactly why it was forgotten, because it was plagued with way too many pop culture references. They're kind of a double-edged sword. Back in 2005, I'm sure these were hilarious and with the times. Now, though, they really just date the movie, because I can tell all of them were meant for 2005. And it's a real shame that it got left behind, because despite those pop culture references, this movie has a lot going for it. The animation is fantastic. The character designs are inventive and unique. The themes about self-love are captivating. And, of course, the voice cast. 10 out of 10. Because even though some of the jokes aren't really written that well, you're bound to at least get a chuckle with just the way the actors deliver their lines. But it's really just a shame pointing out all of these great things that just go to waste with this forgotten movie. Because there's a reason why animation without all those references and commercialization are timeless. Because they aren't made for one specific time. And even though pop culture references can be fun in the moment, they won't leave an impression like these classic stories, which is why these will still be watched for years to come, while Robots, despite being an underrated gem, will just be left behind.
Well, I guess that's it. Pretty short, hour-and-a-half movie. So, what do we do now? You guys want to watch an actual good animated movie like The Lion King or something? Oh yeah, Childish Gambino is great in that movie. You gotta be kidding me.